Marcus Johnson, a hardworking black man in his late 30s, had finally achieved one of his lifelong dreams, buying a home in Oakwood Estates, an affluent suburban neighborhood. The lawns were manicured, the houses elegant, and the streets quiet. For Marcus, who grew up in a small, working-class town, this was the symbol of success. He'd worked long hours at his tech firm, saved diligently, and sacrificed luxuries to finally stand here, proud in front of his new home. But not everyone shared his excitement. Across the street lived Karen Thompson, the self-proclaimed queen of the Homeowners Association. With hawk-like eyes, she noticed every car, every decoration, every package left on porches. And the moment Marcus moved in, Karen's suspicion radar lit up. She wasn't ready to welcome him, she was ready to watch him. Karen had her lawn chair stationed by her bay window every morning, coffee cup in hand. From there, she monitored Marcus. She didn't like his quiet confidence. She told herself she was just protecting the neighborhood, but deep down, she didn't like the idea of someone like him living across the street. Within a week, Marcus noticed her prying eyes. Every time he went outside to mow the lawn, check his mailbox, or even wave politely, Karen stared coldly. At first, he ignored it. But then came the missing packages. Marcus had ordered a new set of tools online. The delivery company confirmed it had been dropped off on his porch. But when he got home, the package was gone. At first, he thought maybe they left it at a neighbor's. He asked around, but no one had seen it. He let it slide, one package could be a mistake. But when his sneakers, a birthday gift to himself, vanished too, he started to realize it wasn't coincidence. And when he looked across the street and saw Karen smirking from her window, holding a box that looked suspiciously like his, he knew. Marcus decided to keep it calm. One morning, he walked over to Karen's driveway. "Good morning, Mrs. Thompson," he greeted politely. She didn't even smile. "What do you want?" "I believe some of my deliveries might have ended up at your place. I was just wondering if you've seen them." Karen crossed her arms. "Are you accusing me of stealing? Because in this neighborhood, we don't tolerate troublemakers." Marcus clenched his jaw but kept his composure. "I'm not accusing anyone. Just asking." Karen waved him off. "If you can't keep track of your packages, maybe you don't belong here." Marcus didn't argue further. Instead, he set up a security camera above his porch. The very next week, the evidence came rolling in. The video clearly showed Karen sneaking over in the afternoon, glancing around nervously, and snatching one of his packages. She tucked it under her arm and scurried back across the street. Marcus now had proof, but he didn't want to call the police right away. He wanted Karen to learn her lesson, and he wanted it to sting. That's when an idea, both mischievous and poetic, came to him. Marcus remembered his uncle back in Georgia, who used to deal with raccoons and pests. He once kept a captured skunk in a cage before relocating it. The memory gave Marcus the spark of an idea. He contacted an animal rescue service and explained his unique problem. They provided him with a temporary, humane cage and instructions on how to carefully handle a skunk without harming it. The plan was risky, but Marcus's grin widened as he pictured Karen's shocked face. He set the trap. Marcus ordered a fake delivery box, something big enough to hold the cage inside. With gloves and caution, he placed the skunk inside, secure but comfortable. He left air holes and a bit of food. Then he taped the box, wrote his address, and left it right on his porch in plain sight. That afternoon, he pretended to drive off. But really, he parked around the corner with his phone ready, watching his security camera feed. Sure enough, within 15 minutes, Karen peeked outside, spotted the box, and scurried across the street like a thief in the night. Karen dragged the box into her garage with a smug grin. She was already imagining what expensive thing Marcus had ordered this time. She grabbed a box cutter, sliced the tape, and lifted the flaps. In an instant, poof, the angry skunk sprayed directly at her. Karen shrieked, stumbling backward, gagging at the foul stench that filled her pristine garage. She tried covering her nose, but it was useless. Her clothes, her hair, even her skin reeked. The smell was unbearable. And Marcus, watching from his phone, couldn't help but laugh. The smell wasn't just confined to Karen's garage. Soon, her entire house reeked. Neighbors came out, wrinkling their noses. What on earth happened? One asked. Karen, red-faced and furious, tried to cover it up, but her humiliation only grew when Marcus calmly walked over, holding his phone. "Funny thing," he said. "Looks like my package ended up at your place again." Then he showed the neighbors the video footage of her stealing. Gasps filled the street. The HOA queen's reputation crumbled in seconds. Karen had no choice but to resign from the HOA. The smell took weeks to fade, and her neighbors never looked at her the same way again. Meanwhile, Marcus became respected in the community, not just for standing up to Karen, but for doing it with style. He didn't press charges, though he easily could have. Instead, he let Karen live with the embarrassment and the permanent stain on her reputation. And as for Karen, she finally learned that stealing comes with consequences, and sometimes, those consequences stink. Sparkle's moral of the story: respect your neighbors, because arrogance and dishonesty always come back to you. Sometimes in ways smellier than you can ever imagine.